So welcome to the first module, Setting Up for Success. In this lesson, I'm gonna take you from product to product ad, because our goal is to have ads with our specific products in the search results. And that means that somehow we have to get all of the information that's in our store over to Google in a way that they understand. To get that working, there's a lot of different tools and a lot of moving parts we need to connect. So in this lesson, I'll actually show you the different parts, and then over the next couple of lessons we'll dive deeper into each of those parts. So the Google Shopping puzzle, that's what I call it, because sometimes it is a puzzle, especially if you're new to it and it's your first time going through this whole process. The first part is your store and your products. The second is your product feed, which is basically a file of all of the information of your store in a way that Google understands. Then there's Google Merchant Center, and that's the free tool by Google that will use your product feed and broadcast it to Google Ads, where you'll actually do most of the work on your Google Shopping campaigns. So let's take a quick look at each of those parts. So first, your store and your products. Well, this is the storefront for all of your visitors, and it also contains all of the product information about each of those products. The title, the price, the category, variations, a sales price, whatever. Second is your product feed. And this is all of your product info. And the easiest way to visualize this is that it's a big spreadsheet. You can see in the image, there's a lot of different columns, and that's for each of the variables, there's a column. And then each of the rows, that's actually a product. And it's formatted in a way that Google understands and that Google requires. Because a lot of the times, you'll see throughout the course, if you're running into problems later on, it's because something is wrong in this spreadsheet. Like one of the values might not be correct, or might not be in the way that actually Google requires. Third is Google Merchant Center. So here's where you'll manage your product feeds. So one feed or multiple feeds, we'll look at that later. And you'll be able to see the health of your product feed, which means, are your products approved or are they disapproved? So that means that you also use this tool to fix problems or make tweaks to your feed. And then lastly, we come to Google Ads. And here is where you will manage your campaigns, where you'll monitor performance, make tweaks, adjust your bids, and also where you will actually pay for your ads. So in the next lessons, we'll go through each of those different parts, and we'll do that with an actual example store. So here's Apes in Space. It's one of my stores that sells space posters. And I'll use it as an example throughout the rest of the course to make everything a bit more actionable. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at the insights of the product feed.